Hello everyone, this is Media and Society Lecture, BJL 2106, and I'm Faith Njeringure, and I'll be taking you through this lecture. In our today's class, we'll be focusing on media dependency theory. In our previous classes, we had defined what is media, what is a society, and also we had looked at the communication process, and also apart from that we looked at the functions of communication and also the functions of the media, and also apart from that we tried to look at the relationship between the media and the society, because the media depends on the society for survival and also the society depends on the media for information. We'll look at the media dependency theory in terms of the tenets and in terms of the historical background, and also in terms of its strength and also the weaknesses, and also how it's applicable in the society. And we'll start by looking at the definition of several terms for the purposes of understanding what is media dependency theory. And we will start by defining what is media. Media is just channels or the vehicles that are used to transfer information, or the vehicles through which the information is passed through to different audiences or different consumers. Apart from that, the society is just social interactions or the institutions that are there in the society. And these institutions can be divided into different aspects, such as the political institutions, the economic institutions, also the social institutions, and it's basically how people interact in the society. And now to the historical background of the theory, we will focus on who was the father of the theory, or who started the theory. And looking at the theory was conceptualized by two scholars, and the first scholar was Sandra, and also there is Melvin in 1976. And as they were coming up with the theory, they were trying to explain the relationship between the media and the society. And according to them, according to the two scholars, when they were coming up with the theory, they said in industrialized and information-based societies, individuals tend to develop a dependency on the media to satisfy a variety of their needs. So the society and the society depends on the media to satisfy the variety of their needs, and also the society depends on the media, and the media depends on the society for the purposes of satisfying the variety of their needs. Also to the tenets, these scholars came up with the different tenets, and there is tenet number 1. Basis of media influences lies in the relationship between the larger social system and the audience relationship to the media. Therefore, the media, for media to influence, for it to influence, there must be that relationship between the media and also the society, the social system and the media. There must be that relationship. The media cannot influence the society if at all there is no relationship. And also apart from that, the society cannot be influenced if at all there is no relationship. And therefore, for the media to influence, there must be that relationship. Also apart from that, there is the tenet or the proposition number 2, the degree of audience dependence on the degree of audience dependence on media information is the key variable in understanding when and why media messages alter audience beliefs, feelings, and behavior. And the degree of the audience, the extent to which the audience depend on the media will be used as a factor to determine whether the audience will be influenced. The more you depend on the media, the more you will be influenced. At the moment, we know we are depending on the media for the information about COVID-19. And the more you depend on the media for this information, the more you're finding yourself you're being influenced in a way, the more you're being influenced even to conform to the measures that are put in place because of the degree of the dependence. Also, these scholars came with another tenet which says the greater the need, the stronger the dependency. If you have a greater need for information, if you have a greater need to be entertained, if you have a greater need to be warned, if you have a greater need to get information for the purposes of awareness creation, the more you'll depend on the media. At the moment, we are greatly depending on the media for the information, because there is that greater need to understand what is happening in the society, what is happening even in the international realms in terms of the crisis that is there. And that's why you find the greater the need, the stronger the dependency. Also, there is also another tenet that says there are potentially 3 types of effects that result from an audience dependency on the media. Therefore, the media will affect you in 3 ways. And number 1 is the cognitive, number 2 is the affective, and number 3 is the behavioral. And we'll start focusing on each. We'll start by looking at the cognitive effects. And with the cognitive effects, these are changes in audience attitudes, beliefs, and values, including rational changes brought about by the media. They just touches on your attitude. They just touches on your beliefs and also the values. And you find that when your cognitive part is affected by the media, you'll tend to create some information and also to create some resolution, because the media will start affecting your cognitive part, or the mind, in terms of your attitude and in terms of the belief. Like at the moment, Kenyans have been influenced in terms of their attitude and their beliefs with the information that is trending in our media houses in terms of COVID-19. Everyone is conforming. We have changed our attitude in terms of the social distances. We are known to be a social country, but what is happening? We are trying to maintain that distances and to do away with a lot of gatherings, because there is that impact, there is that effect that is touching on our beliefs and also our attitude. Also, in terms of cognitive effects, the media also is known to set the agenda. At the moment, we are discussing about COVID-19. Earlier on, we were discussing on Nobody Can Stop Reggae. But now the song or whatever we are discussing has changed, because now the media is setting the agenda on the economic implication that are there due to COVID-19, also the aspect of how Kenyans are behaving. And these are the issues that we are discussing at the moment. Everyone is discussing about the crisis that is there, because the media is affecting our cognitive part in terms of whatever we are discussing. Also, in terms of attitude formation, the attitude that we have towards different products and also towards different celebs are as a result of whatever the media portrays to us. If a media tend to portray to us that a given product is not of quality, or a given celeb is not, cannot be endorsed in the society, we tend to take that information in terms of attitude formation. Also, as I had said earlier, the belief system, there is that aspect of expansion of whatever we believe in, and also reduction of whatever we believe in out of watching the information or out of getting the information via different medium. Also, the clarification and the conflict, you find that our cognitive part is also affected due to the information that we get from different media platforms, and you find that there is that aspect of clarification and conflict in terms of like human rights, and also in terms of like the media practitioners. They know at the moment at what extent they should go in terms of reporting about the crisis that is there. There are some levels, there are some areas that they cannot bypass, because it is the media that is bringing this information in terms of clarification and the aspect of conflict. Also, we'll look at the other effect, that is the affective effects. And with the affective effects, they touches on the sensitization and also the desensitization of different aspects, or sensitization and desensitization of feelings. And we'll start looking at the sensitization. And sensitization is the development of feelings of fear and anxiety. You find at the moment everyone is full of fear due to whatever is happening globally with the crisis that is there. And this is more of sensitization. We are full of fear. You don't want to be next to someone. You want to maintain that distance. If you start seeing someone coughing or someone showing some signs or some symptoms in terms of the disease, you're trying to be a bit sensitive. Also, apart from that, the desensitization, promoting insensitivity and the lack of desire toward helping others. We have also seen the aspect of desensitization due to whatever the media is portraying to us. And you find that even in times of crisis, or even during that overexposure of the information, some people tend to not to be sensitive. I'll give an example, like when we watch a lot of movies that are more violent, or we watch those horror movies, you tend not to fear even walking at night because you have watched them and you have consumed that information. And due to overexposure, you're not even, you're insensitive, you don't fear. And this is just an effect of the media. And also media can also affect our morale and also our feelings. After watching, your morale is affected and also your feeling. And now the last effect is the behavioral effect. And you find that the effect can either be deactivated or activated. And with the deactivation, it occurs when an audience refrain from taking certain actions that they would have taken. And also the activation is when the audience tends to take an action that they are supposed to be taking, or they don't refrain. At the moment there is that activation, we are not refraining from sanitizing, using sanitizers, and also washing our hands, and also maintaining social distance, and also the aspect of hygiene. It's a behavioral effect. It has been activated. But when the audience tend to refrain from taking a certain action, or they refrain from doing something due to watching or getting information from the media, we can call it deactivation. A good example is when the media is used in campaigns, or used in campaign in terms of even voting, in terms of even maybe taking different cause, and the audience tends to refrain. We can call it behavioral effect. Now we'll also look at the dependency on the media. And the dependency on the media emerges in 3 areas, or in 3 forms, or in 3 relationships. And number 1 is the relationship between the society and the media, and also the relationship between the media and the audience, and the relationship between the society and the audience. So the relationship can be between the society and the media, the society and the audience, and also the audience and the media, because you find that the society depends on the media, the audience depends on the media, and also the audience depends on the society, because the society is the big umbrella that the media depends on, and also the audience depends on. Now we'll look at the media systems, and you find that the media systems can be categorized in different levels, and there is the macro level of dependency, and you find that the macro level of dependency is the relationship that is shown, or that is there between the media and also the country and other social systems. A very good example, you find the media depends on the economy of a country, and also the economy of the country depends on the media, because when the media is reporting on the economic implication, the government will come in. And also apart from that, when the economy of a country is not doing very well, even the media will also not do very well. Apart from that, you find that the media itself will depend on the government in terms of the consumptions. At the moment, you know, it's the government that is setting the government tends to set some rule in terms of whatever will be aired. We are supposed to give content that is local and also content that is more international, and there is the percentage that the media should give. And you find that is more of the macro dependency. Also, there is the other media and economic system in terms of how the economy affects the media, as I had said earlier. And also apart from that, there is the media and the political systems. And in terms of political system, you find it's the media that reinforces the political systems. And apart from reinforcing the political system, you find also the political systems are dependent on the media in terms of like voting, in terms of setting norms, in terms of mobilizing the society towards the political systems. Also, apart from that, you find that equally the media rely on the country's political system for judicial, executive, and also legislative protection. The media depends on the political system for the purposes of functioning very well in the society. Also, apart from that, there is also another level of dependency, the media and the secondary systems. And the secondary system is more of family, education, and religion. You find that the family are depending on the media for the purposes of reinforcement of their relationship, for the purposes of entertainment, and also apart from the entertainment, for the purposes of information in terms of upbringing of their kids, apart from that, in terms of handling marital crisis, and also apart from that, for the purposes of also where they can get different products in terms of even the adverts. Also, you find that the religious systems are depending on the media. Almost every religion wants their product to be in the media, or to be aired to the public, or to be aired to different congregations through the media. Also, apart from that, the educational system are relying on the media for the purposes of transmission of these knowledge systems. And these are just some levels of the dependency. It can be either macro, it can either be secondary, and with the macro touches on the political, the economic, for the purposes of fully functioning. So the media will depend on these institutions, and also these institutions will depend on the media for the purposes of fully functioning. Now to the strengths of the theory. And strength number one, you'll find that the theory allows for systems orientation. And this is, it ties together the interrelationship. Interrelations. It shows us the broader relationship that are there, and it allows that connection between the media and also different systems. And you find that also it integrates the microscopic and macroscopic theory, such that it will involve those social groups that are seen to be small, and also the individuals. It will involve different institutions and also individuals in terms of explaining the relationship that is there. Also, the theory explains the role of the media during a crisis and also the social change. And you find that this theory gives a clear explanation on how media plays an important role during crisis, and how it makes it easy for people to understand and to behave during these crisis moments. Now to the weaknesses, you find it's hard to verify. We can't do an experiment to see the relationship, or the level of this relationship, or the level of this dependent. And also apart from that, you find that meaning and power of dependency are not clear. It is also quite hard to measure the amount of addiction. How can you tell that someone is addicted? Can we even say that maybe a given society is addicted 70%, 80%? It's very hard to tell how people are addicted, and also to measure. It is not clear. You can't tell how someone is addicted in reading newspaper. You can't even tell how someone is addicted in terms of even listening to the radio, even using the new media. We'll look at the application on the aspect of dependency. At the moment, a very good example, we have the aspect of the crisis that is there. And it's a crisis for the whole country. It's a crisis for the international countries. It's there globally. It's affecting the country. It's affecting the world. And that is the COVID-19. And as a country, as a society, we are depending on the media for the information. And also the media itself is depending on the society to consume this information. And therefore, we can say that the media and the society, they are depending on each other. There is that mutual relationship. For media to survive, there must be the society. And for the society to survive, there must be the media. And therefore, the relationship is mutual. And each party is depending on each other for the purposes of satisfying its need. Okay, that's the end of our today's lecture. Yeah, and we have looked at the media dependency theory and how the media focuses on how the media relates to the society and how the society relates to the media. Thank you.
These televised lectures supplement our robust online learning going on our MKU online platform. You can view more on our televised lectures via our online platform. We are in a digital era, and Mount Kenya University knows this. The following are the steps to follow so as to complete your online application. Download the application form from the website www.mku.ac.ke. Attach copies of your academic certificates and ID. Pay the application fees via M-Pesa pay bill number 270988. Your ID is the account number. 2,000 shillings is the charge for a postgraduate. You can also deposit in the bank accounts provided on the website. Then email all the above to apply@mku.ac.ke.